Colourful commentary might well be the order of the day, because this is going to be the trickiest race of the lot. The track is now wet and Philip McCallan gets an absolute flyer off the line. So Philip McCallan, number 11, really is a very determined man and one of the, well, Northern Ireland's favourite, we have to say. So the Portadown rider at the hairpin for the first time, and it is going to be very, very slippy in this opening lap. Slippery McCallan is through to Dethers. Out towards Colonial. Well, I'm amazed that these riders have managed to keep it all on the tarmac, because it is very, very slippery out there. There's number 1, that is Rodney McCurdy. Oh, he qualified in 3rd place on the grid. Johnny Ray was in 2nd place. Alan Irwin was the quickest man. And Philip McCallan could only manage 4th place on the grid. But he's the man that's leading at the moment. Look at this. Very, very difficult. Well, the thing is, with conditions like this, you usually get somebody who makes a bit of an upset in the form. McCallan you would expect to win, but at the moment, right behind him is number 28, Jason Griffiths, on a 750 Kawasaki. And Jason Griffiths looks very good indeed in the wet and slippy conditions. McCallan at the hairpin. It's all too easy to squeeze the power on, just a bit too hard here. Rear end of the bike breaking away, and you end up in a big heap on the grass. But look already at the lead these men have got. Number 2 is Alan Irwin in 3rd place. 2nd place man is Jason Griffiths, but as expected, Philip McCallan leads. But look at Jason Griffiths. Oh, Jason Griffiths forcing McCallan offline. McCallan won't like that. So Jason Griffiths is your new leader. I thought there might be an upset, but Griffiths looks composed. He looks as if he's got that bike well and truly under control. McCallan now must sit and wait and see where he's going to find the grippiest parts of the track, and whether his bike indeed does suit it compared with the Kawasaki of Griffiths. Into the chicane. Griffiths is through. McCallan is through. Behind them is Alan Irwin. So your race leader is Jason Griffiths. And look at McCallan on the outside. Is he going to drop it across him? That will be a tough move if he does. Well, McCallan was going to go the hard way round, cuts it tight, tries to get the drive now up the inside of Jason Griffiths, and certainly McCallan had the power on hard. It's going to be McCallan at Dethers just. McCallan goes through. Well, one thing McCallan is not short of, and that's bravery. But look at Jason Griffiths straight back into Colonial. Is he going to drop it over the nose of McCallan? Well, these are brave men fighting out here, I have to say, because the guy on the outside is the one with the disadvantage. McCallan not short of bravery. Now then, Jason Griffiths knows he's got a right fight on his hands if he's going to claim McCallan's scalp. Alan Irwin to drop back. Choice of tyres would have been critical at the start of this race, and certainly the track just about dry enough to still possibly run slicks if you could get heat into them. But I would suspect these men are on intermediates or cut slicks. Alan Irwin's bike has been firing in 3rd place, so Alan Irwin is going to be a retiree, or at worst he's going to end up in 3rd place. McCallan still the leader at the hairpin. Jason Griffiths, really a fighting man, and getting that power on good and hard while McCallan keeps it tight. Tries to get the bike upright before laying down the power. You can see there from our camera, we've still got a lot of rain around here, albeit just a little drop. Oh, look at Jason Griffiths. Well, that was outstanding. He got the drive, he sat right the way round the outside of McCallan at Dethers, and then that put him just right by the inside line at Colonial, and Jason Griffiths went through. Brilliant. John Prix is the first 250 bike out there in the 8th. Remember, this is a 250/750cc race, so it's basically all comers count. And John Prix is on a 250. He's in 8th place overall, but he is the first 250. And you can see there, our camera wavering around in the wind. Everyone's getting a little bit loose here. Still it is Jason Griffiths leading. Still it is Philip McCallan second, but Philip McCallan on the brakes down towards the hairpin has got the line. Has he got the grip? Yes, he has. Jason Griffiths cuts it for a tight line, gets the power on, out onto the back straight. Alan Irwin still in third place, but going backwards due to the misfiring motor. McCallum and Griffiths doing battle here at Kirkiston. It's the last race of the day, it's the darkest race of the day, but it's going to be one of the best races of the day as Jason Griffiths, by the thickness of a cigarette paper, slides through literally on the inside of Philip McCallum, and McCallum again gives best. Well, does he or doesn't he? He looks for the outside line, and that is slippery there. We've seen many a rider down on that slippery fisherman's corner onto the chicane. We're looking back, that's the gap down to third place man. There he is, Alan Irwin goes through bike number 2 at the chicane, and again, Griffiths and McCallum side by side. McCallum has the advantage because he's on the inside, but really, Jason Griffiths is rubbing paint with this guy all the way around here at Kirkiston. Superb, accurate, difficult racing. Technically very, very hard indeed to keep the bike on track. It's windy, it's wet, it is very slippery, but these two men are proving it. Belies the conditions. Jason Griffiths again slides up the inside of McCallum. McCallum has to tuck his knee in, otherwise he's going to get it taken off. So through Colonial. Griffiths is quick there, back marker out of the way. Somehow I don't think they stand much chance against these two, even if they were in the way. McCallum at Fisherman is still in second place. Philip McCallum must be now wondering what he's got to do with Jason Griffiths, because Griffiths is quick all the way through the bits of the circuit that count. This is the place where McCallum usually looks the best. Out of the chicane, down the straight. Yes, and again, 4 laps to go then, and McCallum challenges. McCallum yet again goes into the lead at the hairpin. The Honda just seems to be that bit quicker than the Kawasaki of Jason Griffiths, but it may just be that McCallum gets the power down better out of the chicane. This, though, is where Jason Griffiths, Jason the Brave, is going to go for the outside line at Dessers and then the inside line at Colonial. Gives me to watch. There he is again. Wow, unbelievable, unbelievable stuff. Jason Griffiths was flying through Dessers. McCallum kept the advantage, but honestly, Jason Griffiths is outstanding through that corner. McCallum then, through Colonial, out towards Fisherman, at Fisherman. McCallum has the biggest advantage he's had all the way through this 10-lap race. To the chicane. That's how close it is. First and second. We look back now for the third place man, Alan Irwin, who should be on bike number 2. Well, he's miles away. There he is now. We've got 3 laps to go. The third place man is coming through the chicane just as the first place man enters the hairpin. That is Philip McCallum, followed by Jason Griffiths. And this is the bit where I hold my breath, because Jason Griffiths through this fast left-hander is frighteningly quick and always makes up ground on Philip McCallum, but Philip McCallum learns his lesson. Griffiths looks for the inside line again. His Colonial brilliantly goes through again on McCallum. Well, Philip McCallum wouldn't have expected a riding lesson from Jason Griffiths today, but he's certainly getting one. So McCallum again has to give best to Jason Griffiths. The back markers move out of the way. We have just a couple of laps to go now. Through the chicane, and then it's 2 laps to go. And this one is going to go right to the wire. I can't predict who's going to win this. I have the greatest of suspicions that Jason Griffiths, who is best on the last part of the track, might well be able to outfox McCallum. But McCallum has the power always down this straight into the hairpin. McCallum's Honda just that little bit better on the straight. Well, 1.5 laps to go now. Oh, look at that. Really cut it tight. Got the power on a lot earlier than McCallum. McCallum had to let him go through. At Dessers, this is where Griffiths is fast. Into Colonial. Now, if Griffiths can just get a bit more of a lead at the chicane, well, I hope my mouth as Jason Griffiths runs a little bit wide and offers the line to Philip McCallum. McCallum doesn't need the invitation. He takes it anyway. Griffiths ran a little wide. Now, that would have fired a warning to him. Whether he heeds that warning, I have no idea. But we're coming up for the last lap. We're at Fisherman for the penultimate time. McCallum looking calm and collected through the chicane. McCallum's bike is quick down this straight. So don't expect Jason Griffiths to make much of a move on him at the hairpin. McCallum could well have found himself in a good enough position in front here to take this race. Right, it's going to be down to whether Jason Griffiths is the bravest man at Kirkiston this weekend, because out of this hairpin, McCallum's bike is going to be fast. Griffiths is right with him, but it's going to be a case of whether Griffiths can make the move at Dessus or Colonial, as we've seen him do in the past. I don't think he's quite close enough, but that didn't matter much before. Through Dennis, down towards Colonial. Now he looks for the inside line, which is going to be the outside. If he drops it over McCallum, that is going to be one of the bravest moves of the day. That's where he lost the lead on the last lap. I think it's going to be McCallum. Out towards Fisherman, it's Philip McCallum. Oh, he's going through. Oh, dear me. Well, is McCallum going to hold the line? Yes, he is. Onto the chicane. Philip McCallum just about is going to hold off Jason Griffiths. And this has been a superb support race. And I've not seen a race in such slippery conditions. This good for ages. Has he got him? Is Griffiths going to go around the outside? No, he's not. Philip McCallum then holds on to take the win. Well, 10 laps feels like 30 to me, but what a great race.
Just before the rain started, I thought it was going to go over, so we had slicks warm, so we kept them in. We got onto the line, I seen Jason had intermediates, so I thought, oh, we're in for some trouble, and the rain came on heavier, so in the twisty sections we could pull away a bit, and just had to work hard in the break. I really wanted to win this race, so I had to try hard.
Well, the fast deteriorating weather has forced into the relative warmth and comfort of the commentary box, Keith, and they just about got away with it there in the last race, didn't they?
Only just. I thought it was going to be sort of wet all afternoon. The clouds were blowing in from downtown Belfast all the way across here, but the last race of the day might have been the wettest, but it was definitely one of the best. But Callum, outstanding.
What about his performance? A bit of courage there and bravery too.
Definitely, and I don't think the monitors at home or here in the commentary box really did show just how slippery or wet or windy it was, unless we look at you.
Yeah. Well, talking of things horrible, let's talk about the chicane and Fisherman's and other parts of the course. Some of the riders not too happy with the surface.
Yeah, well, even in the darkest days when I used to race here, which was a long time ago, it was a bit rough then, but it's begun to break up and ripple in places. Fisherman's, there's been a few complaints about it being a bit ripply at Fisherman, and of course with the chicane we had a multiple accident there, and the edge of the surface is just beginning to break up, and it does make it difficult, and these riders are going extremely quick through there now.
Do you feel to keep races like that here, like this here, they should now improve the surface?
Well, I think Kirkiston is a pretty windswept sort of, if I may say, slightly run down type of circuit. It does need some maintenance. It's very